In the reaction shown by the equation below, this is the equation, what mass of sulfur dioxide can be made from 16 grams of sulfur? Okay, so here you have the reactant and this is the product. What are we given here? We are given the relative formula mass of the products and we are also given the mass of sulfur. Now, we are told that what mass of the products can we get from this particular reactant during reaction? Good. Now, there's a relationship between amounts in mole of a substance, the mass, and either relative atomic mass or relative formula mass. Now, here we have mass, amount of sulfur. We are given 16 grams, which is the mass of sulfur. So amount of sulfur here is going to be mass of sulfur divided by relative atomic mass now. Okay, this is an atom, so we have to use the relative atomic mass. But when it involves a compound, you use relative formula mass. So you have Mr and Ar. They are two different things. Good. Now, what do we have here? Now, amount of sulfur here is going to be mass 16 divided by, what's the relative atomic mass of sulfur? That is 32. So you have 32. So what do we have here? 0.5 mole. Good. Now we have 0.5 mole of sulfur. So if you look at this, 1 mole of sulfur produces 1 mole of what? Sulfur dioxide. So if 0.5 mole of sulfur reacts with oxygen, it's going to produce 0.5 mole of sulfur dioxide. So for sulfur dioxide here, you have 0.5 mole. So 0.5 mole of sulfur reacts to form 0.5 mole of sulfur dioxide. Now we have the mole of sulfur. That's the amount of sulfur. We can calculate the mass. What mass of sulfur dioxide can be made from sulfur, 16 grams of sulfur. So here we are going to have amount of sulfur. Now to calculate this, we are going to be multiplying the amount of sulfur dioxide by the relative formula mass. So this is going to be amount of SO2 equals to what? Mass of SO2. That is what we are asked to calculate, and then divide by Mr of SO2. What is Mr? Relative formula mass of sulfur dioxide. Good. So what do we have now? To get the mass, we are going to multiply the amount of sulfur, which is 0.5 mole, by 64. So here you have 0.5 times 64, which is equals to what? This is equivalent to 1/2 times 64. And what do we have? 32. So 32 grams, we can get 32 grams of sulfur dioxide from 16 grams of sulfur.